Hi, my name is Kelly, and I'm a graduate student at the University of Minnesota Monarch Lab with Karen Oberhauser. And I'm here today with my fellow researcher, Tiana, and I'm going to let her introduce herself.
So I'm Tiana, and I'm an 8th grader in Mrs. Peterson's Monarch group, and I spent the summer doing some citizen science and investigation with the Monarch group, and I'm also doing a research project with Kelly.
And the research project that we're investigating involves microclimates. I'll let Tiana describe what microclimate is, and we'll talk about why that's important.
So climate is the temperature over like a broad range, and microclimate is a more specific in a particular spot, a smaller range, such as a milkweed plant. And so we've been using eye buttons to determine the microclimate. And eye buttons are a scientific tool that will measure the temperature every 10 minutes, and then we can plug the eye buttons into the computer and see what they've been collecting.
And the reason we're interested in this is because with a changing climate, we want to know the exact temperatures that caterpillars and monarch eggs and pupae are experiencing on milkweed plants. So we know the general temperature that's being recorded at weather stations, but by using these eye buttons in our research, we're able to see the actual temperatures that monarchs experience on different parts of the plant or their specific microclimate. And I'm going to let Tiana describe the experiment that we designed and did this summer.
So I'm working with 3 milkweed plants, and there are 3 eye buttons on each plant in different places, the top, middle, and bottom, and I put them on the underside of each leaf. And then we had an extra eye button, so we put it on the top side of a leaf just to see whether the top side and the underside differed at all. And so for a couple of days we were using third instars, and we were recording where they went on the plant. I went out there every hour and recorded where they were. And then for a couple of days I used 5th instars, and then at one point I kept the 5th instars out overnight and just to see where they went at night.
And so by looking at this, we can see where the monarchs were and where they went depending on the temperatures that were recorded by our eye buttons. And we're hoping that eventually we can get this data out there and publish so that other scientists and people interested in microclimate can determine the temperatures that monarchs actually experience on milkweed plants. So Tiana, when you were actually doing the experiments out in the field, what were you recording when you came out here every hour?
So I was recording the date and the time that I came out, and the plant's location, the button's location, and then where the caterpillar was on the plant. And I also recorded whether it was windy or what temperature it was just outside, because I was trying to see if the weather affected where the caterpillar went on the plant.
So Tiana, can you tell us about the differences between the 3rd instar caterpillars and the larger 5th instar caterpillars when you place them on the milkweed plants?
Yes, so there was a definite difference. The 3rds, usually they didn't stray too far, and the 5ths were really moving around, and a couple of them actually went missing, so I had to swap them with other caterpillars.
And how many caterpillars did you use total, would you say, for your experiment?
It was probably around 25.
And what would you say were the biggest challenges that you encountered during your research?
Well, them going missing was definitely a challenge, and also I found one dead on the leaf, and something had eaten it and attacked it. And then also towards the end of my research, the buttons kind of were falling off, and we actually lost a button. And also another problem is our busy schedule.
Yes.
At one time I was babysitting, so I had to bring the kids out and told them it was Monarch Day, and they got to check on real monarchs. So
and did they enjoy it?
Yes, they did. They had fun. They got to see a real monarch. And
Nice. Awesome.